Hello and welcome to this demonstration for the Supply Chain Planning Policy Advisor in AI Agent Studio. We will be reviewing the template for the Supply Chain Planning Policy Advisor in AI Agent Studio, and specifically we will copy the existing template and extend it to fit a particular purpose. This provides users such as planners, agents, or managers with clear answers and guidance about supply chain planning policies, procedures, documentation requirements, and best practices, which reduces manual effort and improves compliance as well as accelerating decision-making. Some key features include the conversational experience. This enables users such as supply chain planners, managers, or even partners to ask natural language questions related to supply chain planning policies and receive clear, context-aware answers. We have the ability to integrate with knowledge sources so we can connect seamlessly to supply chain documentation, internal knowledge bases, and policy repositories to provide up-to-date and consistent information. The responses are role-based, and they can be tailored to guide based on the user's role or department, ensuring that answers are relevant to the user's responsibilities. There is, of course, some security and some compliance built in with Oracle standard practices for data protection and policy adherence, and that supports secure and compliant operations. And last, there is a level of customization. Organizations can adapt the underlying knowledge sources and conversational flows to align with specific policies, processes, and terminology. So with all of that in mind, let's get into a demonstration environment and get to work. I've logged into a demo environment and I've navigated to AI Agent Studio, and the AI agent that we're going to use as a template is listed right here as the second one, Supply Chain Planning Process Advisor. So I'll click the Use Template button, and I'll start to create my own agent, giving it a name and all types of various information. Again, just leveraging the template. Same with the topic. And giving some context, what we're looking for is to have an agent that answers some specific questions relating to safety stock planning. So, based on the template, what are the limitations of the questions that we can ask of the current agent? So we've successfully created an agent team based on the template, and let's take a look at the tools that our template is attempting to try to use. And we see we've got an existing tool for the Safety Stock Advisor, which we renamed based on the template, and based on the details, it's not referencing any documents that we need it to. So let's go and add some documents so that our agent can answer the queries for us. We'll X out of that and proceed over to the Tools area along the bottom menu, and let's look for Safety Stock. Here's our Safety Stock Advisor tool that was just created. Let's edit this and start to provide some documentation that our large language model can reference. Let's first give ourselves a Safety Stock Reference tool, and for this I'll be using an existing Oracle white paper. And we'll also provide a policy document, or rather a process document, which is specific to our design for supply chain planning in our corporation, Vision Corp. I've successfully uploaded both of my reference documents for this tool, but they're both in a draft status. So let's go ahead and make those adjustments so that we can publish them so that they're actually able to be used by the agent. Now they're both in the status of ready to publish. I need to proceed with a scheduled process in order to get these documents published. So we'll move over to scheduled processes and kick off that process. We're searching for a process called Process Agent Documents. Submit that job. This job is finished successfully by processing those RAG documents. Return back over to AI Agent Studio. With our process complete, we'll return to AI Agent Studio and we'll take a look at this tool, and we can observe that the documents that we published have successfully completed, and now we can move on to testing the tool itself, opening up our Safety Stock Planning Advisor, go to the Edit, Check the tools, Safety Stock Advisor tool. Let's view the details. We have published documents, and now we can proceed with querying the tool. We'll go to debug, and let's ask a query. We've received a response back relating to a hybrid safety stock planning method. So we use some statistical safety stock and some days of cover. Now, putting myself in the shoes of an actual supply chain planner, let's say I want to understand more about days of cover. So I've asked the agent to help me define the calculation for the days of cover safety stock planning method, and I've received a response back explaining that really what it is, the number of days of cover which are defined in product information management at the item org level multiplied by the average daily demand. So the next question might be, what is average daily demand and how is that calculated? And we've received a response back explaining how average daily demand is calculated. So what we've seen is how to take an existing template for Supply Chain Planning Advisor, make a copy of it, adjust the tool and the documents within the tool, publish those documents, and then debug our new Safety Stock Planning Advisor. And this could be particularly useful for a new planner or a planner who has transitioned from one department to another, or someone who's just brand new to Oracle Cloud Supply Chain Planning and would like to know some reference documentation or leverage some reference documentation in order to help them perform their job duties. So this agent is ready for publishing, and now it can be embedded into a guided journey within the supply chain planning user interface. We've leveraged the existing template to create a new agent with a focus on safety stock planning. That concludes this demonstration of using the seeded supply chain planning policy agent in AI Agent Studio.